Maalik Murphy has officially entered the transfer portal, and while experience is limited, the upside is intriguing. This is a kid who will have 3 years of eligibility left and could be the reason why your team is dreaming about the college football playoff in 2024. But why is he leaving Texas now before the college football playoff, and what are some schools that would benefit from adding in a quarterback like Maalik Murphy? Let's talk about it. If you are new here, welcome on into the channel. My name is Cole Thompson. I'm a radio show host based in Houston, and I talk college football daily. So if this is the type of content you enjoy, plus coaching searches, National Signing Day, anything going on with the National Championship, and a bunch of other nonsense, make sure you smash that subscribe button down below. Leave a comment telling me your thoughts on Maalik Murphy, where you'd like to see him strap it up for 2024. Tell your friends, your family, your mortal enemies, your best of bros, college football aficionados everywhere about this channel. Give me a follow on social media. I call it Twitter. You can call it X, at Mr. Cole Thompson. It's the exact same as my YouTube handle. That way, the conversation of college football never has to stop flowing. So Maalik Murphy, I don't think wants to be in the transfer portal right now. He wants to be on the sidelines in New Orleans when Texas takes on Washington. And more specifically, he wants to be on the sidelines in Houston if you're able to get past the Huskies and play for a national championship. Unfortunately, that's just not the way college football works anymore, especially now knowing with early signing day, which really should just be called National Signing Day, plus the transfer portal having a first window open. Teams are solidifying their rosters and looking to put the finishing touches on a recruiting trail and also on a transfer portal, which includes figuring out who will be the quarterback going into spring practice. And ultimately, you want to build off that, grow on that, and hopefully have the right answer before the season begins, which is why Maalik Murphy has to enter the portal now. There are going to be schools that will find a quarterback, whether that be a five-star coming in or a transfer portal guy who ends up winning the starting job, and they won't offer a scholarship to Murphy go in the spring. They won't offer an opportunity for him to appear on the roster. So this is a business decision, one that you can only blame for the college football bureaucrats up top for making this happen. And anything else, you got to realize Maalik Murphy has to do what's best for him. He's been a good soldier. He's been exactly what Texas has needed in terms of a backup. Very similar to Hudson Card. And you can't tell the story of Texas's season without Maalik Murphy. Quinn Ewers goes down in the fourth quarter against Houston. He comes in and he goes 2-0 as a starter. Was he unpolished? Yeah. Were there flaws to his game? Absolutely. But you don't make it to the CFP if Maalik Murphy isn't playing for you. So regardless of the situation, he deserves a ring if Texas wins one. He deserves all the flowers and garneration for his efforts in Texas. And he won't be forgotten anytime soon, I think, among the Longhorn faithful, especially depending on what happens with the rest of the season. But new day, new opportunity. Where does Maalik Murphy land? There are going to be a ton of schools that make a lot of sense, and everyone should be interested in a Maalik Murphy. Howitzer of an arm, good footwork, great mechanics, just needs the reps. That's the key element here. And you look at Quinn Ewers potentially coming back, Arch Manning being the long-term future. He wasn't going to get that at Texas. And it's a harsh reality that a lot of kids go through when they commit to one program. They may not be the long-term solution, but that doesn't mean that they're not good enough to be a starter at the collegiate level, primarily at the Power 5 level. And Murphy, you get him behind a stout offensive line, you get him some good pass catchers, and you give him time to build, which is what you're going to get for 3 years of eligibility. This is a kid who can be a difference maker from the jump. He can turn several losses into several wins, and more specifically, he could give you optimism for a bright future ahead. Where are some schools that make sense? Georgia's one that was rumored. I don't think it works. I really don't, just because if you don't know what's going on with Dylan Raiola, you don't know what's going on with Carson Beck. And the same thing goes for a program like Michigan that is rumored to at least be in the play style. J.J. McCarthy could come back next season. So if you're trying to play right away, which was one of the reasons you wanted to leave Texas, those are schools that don't make sense whatsoever. First school, regardless of what it is, whoever doesn't land Cam Ward, Florida State or Miami, should immediately be looking at getting a guy like Maalik Murphy. Guy knows how to throw the football. Guy has great arm strength. Accuracy is going to need some work. But if you get him in a pro-style offense like what Mike Norvell wants to run, NFL scouts are going to be paying attention to that and saying, this kid has mastered what was done at the collegiate level. Let's see what they can do at the NFL level. And then if it's Miami, it's spread, go, 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 up-tempo. That may cater more so towards Maalik Murphy's strengths, being able to extend plays outside the pocket, being able to hit receivers deep downfield, showing off that arm strength, and more so the ability to extend plays 40 yards downfield for massive gains and put you inside the red zone. either one of these two schools would work. Ultimately, I think Florida State works a little bit better. So maybe if you are in the Cam Ward sweepstakes at Florida State, you want him to go to Miami. That way you get experience for the foreseeable future with a guy like Maalik Murphy. Another school, USC. USC very much is going to be in the running for a quarterback. They're entering the Big Ten. They want to be able to solidify themselves as a legit player in the college football playoff realm, and more so in a brand new conference. So they're changing their opinion when it comes to defense, but offensively, you know what you're getting with quarterback play. Lincoln Riley, whether you love him or hate him, understands and speaks quarterback fluently. He, in fact, is probably the most experienced when it comes to quarterback. And anybody who goes in the transfer portal has to look at USC and say to themselves, I go here, I prosper, I thrive, and I get to play against quality competition in the Big Ten rather than the Pac-12. I'd be foolish not to consider it. And for multiple reasons, but the main one, you know you're going to be developed into a proven passer that makes it to the NFL level. That's all Lincoln Riley has done. We can't agree that his defense is just second to none every single season, but Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Caleb Williams, Jalen Hurts, it's a proof of concept. So anybody who is playing quarterback and wants to get better at the position, you probably want to go learn underneath Lincoln Riley. It makes a ton of sense. Next team, South Carolina. South Carolina has a very good young up-and-coming quarterback, Lenore Selman. So if you think that he is the right fit for you, you don't change that up. But if you do want to get quality play and add in a little bit more competition, this is exactly the type of kid that you want. Dow Loggins actually did work pretty well with Spencer Rattler. It's not his fault that the run game was obsolete and that his offensive line was basically a turnstile for any kid to go in the backfield and take him down. That's the only concern I have for Maalik Murphy. He's not a mobile quarterback. This is a guy that you want in the pocket. If you need him to manipulate, he does it behind the line of scrimmage, but he's not going to be running for his life in the open field. This is a kid who, with a studious offensive line, is going to be prosperous. But if you do get the offensive line, and you can build that way via the recruiting trail and the transfer portal, the proof of concept is there when it comes to quarterback style. Pro-ready offense, the ability to be able to win at the point of attack, not really that much up-tempo, very much one where you want to be balanced. That's what you could get with Maalik Murphy in South Carolina. Ultimately, this is going to be a big decision, I think, for Shane Beamer. There are conversations about him being somewhat on the hot seat going into 2024. You get a quarterback like Maalik Murphy, maybe a 5-7 season turns to a 7-5, then 8-4, then 9-3, and 9-3 will keep you employed for quite some time in Columbia. Last team, UCLA. UCLA is also entering the Big Ten. They need a quarterback that is veteran, proven, and also, in my opinion, got a couple years of experience left underneath his belt. You're not going to get the provenness when it comes to Maalik Murphy outside of a handful of throws in BYU and Kansas State games, but this is a kid who I think is already the best quarterback when he walks into Westwood. He will walk into that building and everyone will know his name. Everyone will know he is the starter, and it is a quarterback-friendly offense. Dorian Thompson-Robinson was incredible when you look at what his numbers were underneath Chip Kelly. And Kelly may not be the king of knowing quarterbacks, but he certainly at least is on the committee. He definitely has a place in line when it comes to quarterback development, whether that be back in his time at Oregon or at UCLA or what he did when he got to the NFL. Bottom line, people, is that UCLA, they get a quarterback like Maalik Murphy, they're setting the tone when they get in the Big Ten. And everyone forgets they are the other team in the Big Ten. So any one of those teams would make sense. Miami, Florida State, I think you got to look at South Carolina, USC without question, and UCLA all should be on the table. Maalik Murphy is a hot commodity in the transfer portal, and whoever lands him is landing a bright future where maybe the college football playoff is within reach within a year. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that video. Don't hit the X button yet. Make sure you hit subscribe to keep up with all of our daily content found on Just Saying It and anything else that we post on this channel. Bye.